what's up, y'all? So today I'm gonna be doing a video on 7 things that you should not do during the talking phase. So let's just get straight into it. I think that the first thing that you should never do is assume y'all are an item. Assuming you guys are an item is the quickest way to failure. If he never really came in your face like, hey, I'm not really talking about it like that, I'm messing with you like this, I wanted the same. If he never came in your face like,
or something along these lines.
like, baby, and this man can only be talking to you, but put in your head that it's possible that he's talking to other people, he's entertaining other people. Because if a man wants you, I promise you he's going to have a conversation with you to make it clear that you should not be entertaining other men the way you entertaining him. And if he has not had a conversation with you, then he's not really that serious with you. He's not at the point where he cares if you cut people off, because he's not ready to cut people off. Because he's saying like things like that, like, oh, you better not be talking to other men and you better not be doing this and that. That don't necessarily mean that you're the only one to talk that he's talking to and that he's not doing that. So unless he actually comes to you with that conversation. Second tip that I have for you guys is to not get used to patterns. Like the first 2 weeks, sometimes
I'm going to actually say the first 2 weeks through the first 3 months, because some people are better at faking it longer. So within the first 3 months, you'll know.
Guys put on their A game, they'll put on their best foot. It could be the fact that he's either not all that he's acting like, so he's gonna put on his A game. He could be going through a breakup, so you're just on some like rebound. He's bored, he needs a distraction. You'll know how a man is and if he's playing games based off just time and just observing how he is and how he's texting. And eventually, if you're on a schedule or if he's faking it, it's gonna come out. He's gonna slip up. He's not gonna be able to keep on the facade. And as that go on, then you're gonna see, where you're placed in their life as the time going on. This man is trying to place you in his life, and if he's not trying to see you on a serious note, then you're gonna see that he's gonna start ghosting. Be faking it like by love bombing you, giving you some attention in the beginning, just so you won't set yourself up for disappointment. Don't get used to a man's pattern, because it can always switch up, whether he stops liking you, whether he gets busy, whether he got to go back to his real life. A pattern can always switch up, so don't get too used to it. Number 3 on my list of things to not do in a talking stage, I would say don't always tell a man yes. So it's like if a guy tells me like, hey, what you doing? Let's think, like, can I come over? Can I see you? I'm gonna be like, yes, 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 yes. And I've learned you gotta tell people no sometimes, because once it's time to tell you no, best believe they're going to give you a quick hard no. It's like, we'll manage a guy into our schedule. Once we like them, we'll manage them into our schedule, but sometimes they don't do the same for you. Sometimes things have settled in and he gets used to you. You ask him, hey, you want to come over? Oh, I'm busy. So it's like, don't be so
like, just be telling them yes and let them in your space, because you'll let them in your space so much that they'll get bored with you, and then once you're used to that, now you asking for it, they're telling you no. So it's like, that's just a way to just not get your own feelings hurt. Like,
even a guy who likes you and isn't trying to play games with you, it's like sometimes telling them yes all the time makes it seem like you don't have a life. It makes it seem like you don't have hobbies. It makes them think that you don't have nothing to do. And sometimes when we give people too much attention, they take it for granted, and then they just want distance from you, or they feel like oh, she ain't doing nothing. Like, tell them no, because it's and honestly, it sets you up for failure once you start off the relationship like that, seeing each other every single day. Because sometimes you get used to the pattern and you get so into it, and then you don't even realize when they start falling off of the situation. Yes, I promise you, if you tell them no, they're going to continue to talk to you. You telling them yes, if they're on some both, now they're out the door. So it's like, just tell them no, and then once they out the door, that's easier for you to see, because the ones who are worth it aren't going to be offended. You should not do during the talking phase is being scared to ask serious questions. Like, the talking phase, this is your time to see if this man is on the same religious platform as you. This is your time to see if this man wants kids or not, as you do. This is your time to see if this man believes in monogamy. This is your time to see if this man believes in a man should pay all the bills or a woman should help. This is your time to see what this man believes in and how he wants to live his life. So it's like, don't wait until you already fell for a man to realize that y'all have like two different ways that y'all think of life, and y'all on two different playing fields. Y'all on two different chapters. So it's like, have those tough questions in the beginning. I feel like in the beginning people be so scared to like have uncomfortable conversations in the beginning, so they'll just talk about normal baseline stuff like siblings and just, you know, things they like and all that, but they don't ask detailed questions like, you know, what do you believe in, what do you
believe about this and what do you believe about that. Like, people don't have to have the same views about everything, but if you're a woman who believes
in marriage, then you probably shouldn't be with a man who is like against all religion and thinks marriage is fake and thinks like, you know, you want to get those things out of somebody before you even make those connections with them. You want to make sure that y'all are on the same playing field. Like, y'all need to be equally yoked. Y'all need to be having the same mindset so y'all can grow and build each other and be together in love marriage. But if one believes in marriage and one don't, it's going to cause conflict. If y'all both believe in marriage, then y'all don't get married. Like, have those conversations, ask people questions. I think if we're dating seriously, we're dating to in time be able to get to know everything about each other. Like, who's going to marry somebody they barely know? So ask those questions in the beginning.
like, you know, like how y'all plan on handling children, marriage, all them things. Talk about that now.
So my next tip is, don't do too much wifey stuff in the beginning. I don't care how many podcasts y'all hear with these men talking about,
I need a girl doing this and this and this and this and this.
before I put a ring on it. I don't believe that women should be obligated to do wifey stuff unless they're a wife. If you're in the talking stage, wifey stuff should not be even on your brain. If a man is asking you for wifey stuff in a talking stage, you need to be thinking, is he's a narcissist, or like, you know, like what's wrong with him? Like, when we move into boyfriend status, I think at that point it could be 40% you're doing wifey stuff or 50% you're doing wifey stuff, because you don't have to. But if you have time on your hand to pack your man some dinner here and there, that's fine as a girlfriend. As a girlfriend, after you have the title of a girlfriend. But as a girlfriend, you don't gotta make that man dinner every night. That's not your husband. That's your boyfriend. Like, you don't gotta, like, you can feed him. That's your man. But that's not your child. That's not your responsibility. He ain't your responsibility until he's your husband. He ain't your responsibility until he's your husband.
He ain't your responsibility until he's your husband.
So I say, talking stage, I'm not cooking for no man unless like we're really deep in a talking stage and it's just like chemistry there, or it's on some like, you're over, we're cooking together, like that just popped up, like, hey, let's have an adventure, let's do something cute and fun. Or I made some dinner, I might be talking about it, hey, you want to try it? But to expect me to give you food just because you want to pursue me, now I gotta cook for you, that sounds crazy. So it's like in the talking stage, before we an item, before a man has even decided is like, you're my girl, you're not even his woman. When he give you the title of girlfriend, then that's when you can do nice things for your man every now and again, show him what you can do, show him what you can will. But after you get the girlfriend role, and then once you get the girlfriend role, you're not obligated to feed that man every night, because that's not your child or your husband. Then once y'all get married, like, show your man eat. Once you do get wife status, it's just like, that is your husband, and it's like, he's a man. If he's doing his a responsible role of working and taking care of the house and stuff, you know, you do make sure that his belly is full so he can go to work focused, just as you make sure your kids' belly is full so they can go to school focused. Because at that point, y'all family and it's past boyfriend, girlfriend. But no, talking stage, you do not have to cook for no man or make no man no food. If you making a man food in talking stage, is solely because you want to just show him all your talents. That's it. That's if you want to show off your talents, like, not because he asking you to cook or all this craziness. It's like, realistically, everybody should know how to cook. Like, everybody should know how to cook. I get that there's women who can cook, like they suck at cooking, but it's just like, that's a basic human function. Like, you need to be able to eat. So you do need to cook and clean, but that's for your husband, not your boyfriend. But if I have a boyfriend and we on that level, I would cook and clean. And I'm not gonna fill your belly for every meal. You're my boyfriend. But like, I got you, you got me. Oh, this is one that I'm still working on. It's, don't be too nice. Oh no, I'm not with it. Like, oh no, you can't come over my house. Oh no, you can't do this. It's just, and by don't be too nice, it's like, be yourself, be who you are, be a sweet girl, Be who, be who God made you. Don't be a mean girl. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying don't be too nice. You see a red flag, you ignore it because, oh, well.
And I'm not talking about a shallow red flag. I'm talking about
A real red flag, like things that you know that you're not okay with. Like if you voice something that's bothering you and then the person says you're nagging, instead of having a conversation or even trying to see what's wrong with you, it's just straight up like, oh, there you go. It's like, don't be too nice. Express things that you don't like. Don't just take everything. Don't accept everything. When you're the nice girl, you're the girl where they're like, you don't give the mystery. So it's like, some girls, a guy say, can I come over? And they like, oh no, I'm busy. But then you got the nice girl. It's like, oh yeah, come over. Every time he says come over, you're like, come over. Anytime he tells you to do something, you do it. And sometimes men get bored with that when you're just always there and always available. Like, if a guy does something that you don't like, call his out on it, because men know what they do. They're human just like we are. They know what they're doing. So they're not stupid. They know what they're doing. It's just they don't care. So when somebody does something that you don't like, call them out on it. Don't be the nice girl. The moment that a guy knows that he did something wrong to you and you didn't call him out, it's going to be so hard to get this man to ever take you serious or anything, because you're not calling
him out. He knows you're a nice girl. You're going to deal with things
to please him. You're going to close your mouth to please him. You're going to sit back and let him do whatever he wants to please him. And it's just like, that's not what I'm here for. I wasn't put on this earth to just please
the men. Like, I'm going to be myself, and all you do is be yourself. Like, don't go above and beyond for these men.
So my last pointer would probably be focus more on what a man does and less on what he says, because men will tell you everything. I don't really take it serious, and it makes things a lot easier.
I give you, but they don't actually want you. They're not willing to like fit you into their life or figure out how to add you into the equation of their life. So don't always believe a man's words.
That I feel like if you do that, it is easier to pick the guys who are playing and the guys who are not playing, because guys will tell you everything. They'll tell you they're gonna marry you, get you pregnant, and all type of stuff. It's like, that's just things they're saying. A man will tell you anything, but it's like, focus on his actions.
Men like the idea of you, but they don't actually want you. So they can see you and think like, oh, I want her, but then
whether they were planned from the jump or their mind got changed over time,
it's just like, don't get too excited
to do that. So don't focus on what a man says. Focus on what he does. If he says he gonna take you out here, and here.
Hear it and let it go out.
Don't be thinking about that. Don't be having no dreams about that. Don't be like ponder on that. Ponder on things from the men that actually take you out. Don't just have a man say, oh, I'm gonna take you to the Bahamas, and then you just living off that. You giving that thought so much energy that you feel like he took you to the Bahamas, and all he did was said that he wanted to take you to the Bahamas. So he's gonna take you out, but is he taking you out? Is he being romantic? Like, you don't always have to be romantic by spending money. It's different ways to be romantic. All right, thank you guys. So that's the end of my video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you can be notified once I post more videos.